So for the details of the stories, let's first take a look at the headlines.
President Mahama brings resetting Ghana tour to Central Region. In business, DAD check offenders face 3-year ban from checkbooks and credit access, BOG warns. And on the international front, Venezuela earthquakes kill at least 164 as rescuers search collapsed buildings. Is expected to hold separate meetings with traditional.
Away from the Central Region, we will go straight to the education front, where Ghana's education reforms agenda is gathering renewed momentum as Parliament undertakes a comprehensive review of the sector performance, with policymakers assessing progress, challenges and funding gaps across the education system.
Ghana's education sector is once again in the spotlight as Parliament intensifies its review of performance indicators under ongoing education reforms. Lawmakers are examining key areas including access to quality education, infrastructure development, teacher deployment, and learning outcomes across basic, secondary, and tertiary levels. The review forms part of efforts to strengthen accountability and ensure that investment in the education sector translate into measurable improvements in students' performance and school conditions. Stakeholders in the sector have consistently raised concerns about overcrowding in schools, inadequate teaching materials, and uneven distribution of resources, especially in rural communities. Parliament is expected to engage the Ministry of Education and related agencies in the coming days to outline progress made and address persistent challenges affecting the sector.
Coming up, the Deputy Director General of the National Commission on Narcotic Control, NACOP, has raised alarm over a growing trend of drug peddling in basic and secondary schools, warning that the situation goes as a serious threat to students' welfare and national development.
The Deputy Director General of the National Commission of Narcotic Control, NACOC, has expressed concern over the rising cases of drug peddling in schools across the country. According to the Commission, some students are increasingly being exposed to illicit substances within school environments. The development officials say is undermining discipline, academic performance, and overall student well-being. NACOC is cautioning school authorities, parents, and community leaders to strengthen monitoring and preventive measures as traffickers reportedly target young people as entry points for the drug trade. The Commission is also calling for intensified education campaigns in schools to help students resist peer pressure and avoid involvement in substance abuse. Authorities say investigations and collaboration with security agencies are ongoing to clamp down on networks exploiting school environments.
This very important program has been organized by our Director General, who is indeed willing and fighting this. The drug abuse is becoming problematic and that it is spreading, and we have foreseen that if we don't do anything about it, the future will be full of we won't have a brighter future. So what we do is usually to conduct education for the schools. In fact, we've gone the length and breadth of our West region. I think almost there's no secondary school that doesn't know us. Yeah. So we keep giving education. Education, sometimes we go there, or sometimes through the radios. Yeah, and other activities just like that.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Minister for Education has raised concerns about the increasing reports of drug abuse among basic school learners, describing the trend as a growing threat to discipline, academic performance, and child development.
The Deputy Minister for Education has expressed deep concern over what he describes as a worrying rise in drug abuse among basic school learners across the country. He says the trend, if not urgently addressed, could undermine efforts to improve learning outcomes and weaken the foundation of the education system. The Deputy Minister is calling for stronger collaboration between the Ministry of Education, security agencies, and school authorities to detect and prevent substance abuse at an early stage. He also emphasized the need for intensified civic and moral education in schools alongside counseling services to help protect pupils from peer pressure and external influence. Stakeholders in the education sector are expected to develop new intervention strategies aimed at safeguarding learners and restoring discipline in schools.
Away from the education stories, we go to the High Court, where an Accra High Court has sentenced the editor of Herald newspaper, Larry Dobe, to a custodial term for contempt of court after finding him guilty of actions that allegedly brought the authority of the court into disrepute.
The Accra High Court has jailed the editor of Herald newspaper, Larry Dogbe, for contempt of court. The court found him guilty of conduct considered to have undermined the authority and dignity of the judiciary. Details of the ruling indicate that the decision follows proceedings in which the journalist was cited for contempt after actions deemed inappropriate within the context of ongoing legal processes. The judge ruled that the offense warranted a custodial sentence, stressing the importance of respecting court procedures and maintaining the integrity of the justice system. Court officials say the ruling serves as a reminder of the consequences of contemptuous conduct in the administration of justice.
Now, away from the High Court, we go to the transport sector, where transport operators piling the Kaswa-Winneba stretch are warning government of a possible 20% increase in transport fares effective June 29 if urgent repairs are not carried out on deteriorating road network.
Transport operators on the Kaswa-Winneba Road have issued a strong warning to government, threatening a 20% increase in transport fares from June 29 if the deplorable condition of the road is not urgently addressed. According to the operators, the poor state of the highway is increasing vehicle maintenance costs, causing frequent breakdowns and affecting travel time for commuters along the busy corridor. Speaking on the Morning Focus program with host El Samuels, Asonaba Nanawiredu stressed that drivers can no longer absorb the rising operational costs if the road remains unattended. He noted that the decision to adjust fares would be a last resort, but insisted that continued neglect of the road leaves operators with no alternative. The transport operators are therefore calling on government to prioritize rehabilitation works on the Kaswa-Winneba stretch to avoid what they describe as an inevitable fare adjustment that will further burden commuters.
From the transport sector, we're going for a commercial break. When we return, it will be time to bring in the business news with Na Dede Gogo.
So there's some local fast food. Papa, me again. Let's go yale. Me quite remember who hear me. Meant me and sent my friend doctor when I'm crossed over. See what we saw. She has malaria. Hey, malaria. Oh, what they say with the router? Me copy the absence here. A drone a friend router mix. Yeah, come on, let it draw. And running some Gaftrap and the draw crew abaso body assay. Wabo Ruta mixture abaso. Ruta natural products and one Ruta mixture. Yeah, you could see a treat. Ruta tonic and the Ruta life for a who a finish like the bunny, a finipedium. NASA supporting immune system. Ruta de Obiasia, FDA, I did drinking crap to yatu.
Yes, boss.
The same.
Nyamina domo.
Ah, na womasa meka no onwie
The power chow, the home fano.
e den na ye no.
Masa no pay Nigeria body nkoyi o.
Master, yes won't apple. Ah, na won't agbebe taifa me sanka. Tam na me London no. Enwa na me no. E ma me general we bi no koyi na me tumi didi ye kama. Mentan yare. agbebe taifa mixture very good enti kopa bito enianom we ye agbebe MW capsule eye ma wo mo a omahoɔden akɔfo mo a omuntumi nyina wo mo nan so yi eye ma vitality any general well-being be recommend ma mo nyina agbebe Venox Gota eye ma obia wenya ulcer anase obia na ya sewe no enti fitafo gedifo masons farmers obia nkope binto edro nyina enye ma apemfo oba o ma akwada nofo ene akwada ondi mfie dumienu FDA agidwedie nkratuo yatum.
Welcome back from the break. My name is Nadide Gugu. In business, the Bank of Ghana has warned that individuals and businesses that issue that checks could face a 3-year ban from accessing checkbooks and credit facilities as part of measures to strengthen financial discipline and confidence in the banking sector. The Bank of Ghana has issued a strong warning to customers and businesses over the insurance of that checks, reminding the public that offenders risk severe sanctions under existing banking regulations. According to the central bank, persons whose checks are dishonored due to insufficient funds may be reported and subsequently banned from accessing checkbooks and credit facilities for up to 3 years. The bank says the measure is intended to promote responsible financial practices, protect businesses from financial losses, and enhance trust in checks transactions across the country. Financial institutions have also been directed to comply strictly with reporting requirements and ensure that sanctions are enforced against habitual offenders. The Bank of Ghana is therefore urging account holders to maintain adequate funds before issuing checks and also adhere to sound financial management practices. Away from the banking sector, we move to the security exchange, where trading activities on the Ghana Stock Exchange has slowed significantly as investors adopt a caution approach amid declining market volumes and reduced participation. Investor activity on the Ghana Stock Exchange has recorded a notable slowdown, with recent market data showing a sharp decline in trading volumes. Market analysts say the slump reflects growing cautions among investors, many of whom are closely monitoring economic conditions and corporate performance before making new investment decisions. The decline in trading activity comes despite positive movement in some listed equities, suggesting that investor confidence remains mixed. Experts believe factors such as interest rate expectations, liquidity concerns, and broader economic uncertainties may be influencing investment decisions on the local bourse. Market watchers are hopeful that improved economic indicators and stronger corporate earnings could help revive trading activity in the coming months. For now, the Ghana Stock Exchange continues to navigate a period of subdued market participations as investors weigh risks against opportunities. Let's go for a break. Up next is sports and entertainment with Wendy Lati.
In mfi tiasie no me ne kunu eware wo odro ene asumdwe kwan so
ya ware na chi no me ne kwajo ba hotel papa bi say be sepeyo.
What? A chief for so crown on my ye.
Bibia wo Nyankopon sem.
Ekoba ne san me kunu antena se.
Edro botum wajo eye edek SM bites. Wah. Eni gia befi. We na me de yem Bible. Edek SM bites. Timase mama me.
So wa worry mu eni je bewie wo paya.
Na ye kamfo edek SM bites.
Mrs. Wa oye mi yo nyina mo no me no. Okọ one.
Welcome back from the break. Coach of the South African national football team into the Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Mega News at 6 on MBN TV, and I'm Wendy Latte. In the world of sports, the head coach of South Africa national football team has described his team's qualification to the round of 32 at the FIFA World Cup as a fantastic achievement, praising the players for their determination and resilience throughout the group stage.
The head coach of South Africa says reaching the round of 32 of the FIFA World Cup is a fantastic achievement for his team. The coach praises players for their discipline, commitment, and fighting spirit, which helped them secure qualification from a highly competitive group. He noted that advancing to the knockout stage is a reward for the hard work put in by the players, technical team, and the support received from South African football fans. The coach, however, insists that the team is not satisfied with simply reaching the round of 32 and remains focused on progressing further in the tournament. South Africa booked their place in the knockout stage after a series of impressive performances during the group phase, raising hopes of a memorable World Cup campaign. The team will now turn its attention to the challenges ahead as preparations intensify for the next round of the competition.
And away from the South African coach, we move to the entertainment segment, where American singer, actress, and filmmaker Teyana Taylor has been invited to join the voting membership of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the body responsible for selecting winners of the Academy Awards.
Multi-talented entertainer Teyana Taylor has received an invitation to join the voting membership of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. The invitation places Taylor among a select group of artists and industry professionals recognized for their contributions to the film industry and their impact on the global entertainment landscape. Membership in the Academy grants individuals the privilege of voting for nominees and winners of the prestigious Academy Awards, commonly known as the Oscars. Taylor, who has built a successful career spanning music, acting, directing, and choreography, has earned widespread acclaim for her performances in both film and television. Industry observers say the invitation reflects a growing influence in Hollywood and recognition of her achievements beyond the music industry. If accepted, Teyana Taylor will join thousands of Academy members from around the world who help shape the future of cinema through the Oscars voting process.
That's it for today on Sports and Entertainment. Up next is the foreign news.
Hi, welcome to Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth. Our serene environment and cozy rooms provides a pleasant stay. To book a room with us, call 055-5940-103 and 0241-972076. Locate us at Teshinungwa Estate, number 8 Coconut Street, directly behind A-Life Supermarket. Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth.
Welcome back from the business desk with Na Dede Gogo and also sports and entertainment with Wendy Latte. It's now time to turn our attention to the international front. It's still the evening bulletin, mega news at 6 from our studios on the 10th Avenue extension. At least 164 people have been killed and more than 970 injured after two powerful earthquakes struck Venezuela, triggering widespread destruction and frantic rescue operations in the capital Caracas and surrounding areas.
Rescue teams in Venezuela are racing against time to find survivors trapped beneath collapsed buildings after two powerful earthquakes devastated parts of the country. Authorities say at least 164 people have been confirmed dead, while hundreds more have been injured following the back-to-back quakes, measuring 7.22 and 7.5 in magnitude. The earthquakes, among the strongest to hit Venezuela in more than a century, caused extensive damage to homes, businesses, transport infrastructure, and public facilities, particularly in Caracas and the coastal state of La Guaira. Emergency workers assisted by international rescue teams are combing through the rubble in search of survivors as aftershocks continue to rattle affected communities. The government has declared a state of emergency, while several countries and humanitarian organizations have pledged support for ongoing relief and recovery efforts. Officials warn the death toll could rise further as rescuers gain access to heavily damaged areas and continue searching collapsed structures.
Away from the Latin America, let's go straight to the Middle East, where the heads of international atomic energy agencies, Rafael Marino Grossi, says UN inspectors will visit Iran's nuclear facility, an interim agreement aimed at ending the tension and advancing peace talks between the United States and Iran.
The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi, says UN nuclear inspectors will visit Iran's nuclear sites as part of an interim agreement designed to support ongoing peace efforts between Iran and the United States. According to Grossi, inspections are a key component of the agreement and are expected to help verify the status of Iran's nuclear program and stockpiles of enriched uranium. The announcement comes amid efforts to ease tensions following months of conflict and diplomatic disputes over Iran's nuclear activities. The interim deal reportedly opens a 60-day window for negotiations on a broader and more comprehensive agreement. However, Iranian officials have indicated that access to some sensitive nuclear facilities may only be granted after a final agreement is reached and certain sanctions are lifted, highlighting continuing differences between the parties. Despite the agreement, the IAEA says it remains committed to working with all sides to ensure transparency and strengthen international confidence in the peaceful nature of Iran's nuclear program.
I can understand political statements. They are part of the reality. But the fundamental thing I would like to remind you and draw your attention to is that there has been a memorandum of understanding signed by both presidents. Paragraph 8 of this memorandum of understanding says explicitly that the nuclear activities that are going to be carried out with regards to the nuclear material facilities and will be supervised by the IAEA in all letters. Obviously, to do that, we will have to inspect.
And that's it for this evening edition of the Evening Bulletin, live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. But before we take leave of you, let's recap the stories making headlines.
President Mahama brings resetting Ghana tour to Central Region. In business, DAD check offenders face 3-year ban from checkbooks and credit access, BOG warns. And on the international front, Venezuela earthquakes kill at least 164 as rescuers search collapsed buildings.
For more news, log on to MBN 360. Make a date with us same time tomorrow. We'll be back with more news. My name is El Samuels. Business Stories brought to you by Nadede Gogo. Sports and entertainment with Wendy Lati. Do have a good evening.